I hope you're having a great day. Well, today I want to talk again about the circadian rhythm intermittent fast. Well, for the longest time, we've been doing intermittent fasting, and people have made this into a fad. So a lot of people are not getting the results of intermittent fasting. Some people keep complaining that they don't get the right amount of weight loss. Some people say intermittent fasting doesn't work for them at all. Some people are using intermittent fasting as a fad. Well, intermittent fasting can be extremely dangerous for you, your hormonal balance, your immune system if you don't do it the right way. The first mistake most people make with an intermittent fast is they keep changing the cycle of fasting every day. Some people start at 9 o'clock one day, some start the next day at 10, some start at midnight. They keep changing the frequency, and they keep changing the framework of fasting, and that isn't good for you. What we need to understand is each of us have a biological clock built in us, and this biological clock basically works according to sunrise, sunset, the time we sleep, the time we wake up. It's in line with nature. So your hormonal balance, your immune system, everything happens according to your biological clock, not according to our conscious mind. Our conscious mind, we decide, okay, I'm going to have lunch today at 2 o'clock. Today I have a meeting, so let's push it to 3 o'clock. Our conscious mind tells us, let's delay our dinner because I'm going to be late at work today. Well, this creates more stress in the human body, and which is why we are asking people to start fasting according to your biological clock. Now, this has existed for years and years, decades and decades. People have eaten with sunset and broken their fast with sunrise in the morning. Well, today I'm going to teach you how to do the circadian rhythm fast. And by far, if you go over our Facebook page over the last couple of weeks, there have been thousands and thousands of people from around the world who have been embracing this simple 12-hour fast. Okay, and this 12-hour fast can move into 13, 14, 15, 16 hours according to your own body clock and according to what your body tells you, not what people tell you, not what people around you are doing 15, 16, 18, 21 hours. Everyone is different, everyone is unique, everyone's body requires a different amount of fasting. Some people get the best benefits with 12 hours, some people get it with 13, some with 15, some with 16, and it's different every single day. You see, human beings try to put their life into a box that we decide one day, for 1 week, I'm going to fast every day for 16 hours. What we don't understand is the human body is dynamic. One day your body may need 16 hours. The other day it may need just 13 or 12. The other day it may need 18 hours because you're dynamically changing. On one particular day, you'll use more mental power, more brain energy. The next day, you may be a little more sedentary. The following day, you may be a little sick. So your body actually needs a little more fasting. So the idea of fasting and what we're going to teach you right now is keep it simple. Number one, keep it simple. Number two, it's not a game, it's not a competition. So you look at yourself and your life and what you can do, not what the whole world is doing. Because the moment you start comparing, you're just digging a hole of misery for you. You're creating more failure because you're trying to compare your results, which are unique for your body, with someone else. So the circadian rhythm fast works very simple. Try to finish your last meal with sunset or a little after sunset. So for most people in our country, by 6:30, maximum 7, you should be done with your dinner. And then you can only consume water, nothing else. No lemon water, no green tea, no nuts, no seeds. It is only water, no milk as well. And you fast for 12 hours until morning. So once you have sunrise happening, so from 7 to 7 gives you a beautiful 12 hours. Okay? Now this 12 hours is extremely effective for you, for your immune system, for your skin, your hair, your weight, rejuvenation, detoxification, and everything. And you don't have to compare it with a 16 or 18 hour fast because you have one benefit of aligning the fast with your circadian rhythm, your biological clock. So within this fasting period of 12 hours, minimum 12 hours, your body will do all the magic that it can even do in a 15 or 16 or 18 hours compared to someone who's doing it at a different timing every single day and just pushing on the fast as a competition. This doesn't mean people fasting for 16 to 18 hours are doing it the wrong way. That's also good if their bodies require 16 to 18 hours to fast. But if they're changing the time every day, one of the biggest mistakes people do is it's an excuse to eat junk food. It's an excuse to binge drink on alcohol, and they just say, I'll fast longer. I'm sorry, your fasting is not working for you that way. You cannot have a bad lifestyle and decide to fast longer periods of time to make up for your bad night, the junk food that you had, or all the binge alcohol drinking that you do. In fact, you put your body into more stress with more hormonal imbalance. So what we're trying to do is keep it simple. At least 4 out of 7 days in a week, try to get an early meal happening for you. This is also going to help your digestive system repair itself more effectively because the human body is not designed to break down food post 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 in the night. And most people who have late night meals, all of these late party meals and stuff, wake up with acidity, indigestion, and high blood sugar levels. So even for diabetics, this 12-hour fasting, according from sunrise to sunset, from sunset to sunrise, is beneficial for your sugar levels. Now, if you're doing it and you have diabetes, you may want to closely monitor just to make sure that your blood sugar levels don't fall too low. So do it with supervision, do it mindfully. Now, when you do this 12-hour fast, it takes away most problems that people have with intermittent fasting. Most people intermittent fasting later in the night, like starting at 9 or 10. They wake up in the morning, they're confused when to take their medication. In between their workday, they need to break their fast, start eating. Well, you finish this 12 hours, you can have your breakfast at home if you're hungry, and just start your day, going along your day without any confusion. Now, at 12 hours, if you're not hungry, you can extend it for 13, 14, 15, 16. Listen to your body. But the beauty and all the magic of that 12 hours is going to happen with your circadian rhythm. And most people who did this fasting challenge over the last couple of weeks realized beautifully that after 12 hours, their body gently nudged them into eating the next meal, which is also a good sign because it shows how effectively within 12 hours, your body was able to clean you up completely. And now it's asking you for raw material, which is your food, to start the building process of your body. The elimination phase is your fasting phase, and the building phase is when you start eating, which is equally important as the fasting phase, because in the building phase, trillions of cells are screaming for nutrition, because it'll use that food to build up your cells, your immunity, your skin, your hair, your metabolism, your organs, and everything else. So a lot of people make a mistake in the intermittent fasting cycle. In the building phase, they still try to diet. They still cut down on their foods, they cut down on their macros and their micros, and then they start getting more and more fatter because their body's actually moved into stress mode. So this can be for kids as well, because kids are meant to have an early dinner. Kids shouldn't be eating after 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. They should be having an early meal. You should be training their bodies into having an early meal. So children, teenagers, students studying as well, have your dinner early and then study through the night. You'll find that your concentration levels are even better. Now, some of the super benefits that came out from a simple 12-hour circadian rhythm fast, and that's on the Facebook page for you to see millions of people across the world posting their testimonials. Number one, people started sleeping better. People who were unable to sleep, who were having sleepless nights, started sleeping deeper and better and waking up fresher. And you understand why, because there's no food in your stomach for your digestive system to work, so you fall into a deeper sleep. Aches and pains and swellings disappeared from people. People woke up with less puffy faces, no water retention in their feet, no puffiness in their eyes. So they woke up even cleaner because the human body had all this time to detoxify itself beautifully within the circadian rhythm according to your biological clock. People have even posted about their weight loss, their fat loss, and inch loss after just doing 10 to 15 days of this circadian rhythm fasting. People have reported better skin, a glow in their skin, better energy levels the next day, a cut in their sugar cravings, a cut in their caffeine cravings. Because see, when you wake up clean, you have trillions of cells in your body that are designed to give you the energy that you require to get through an entire day. But people who are drinking cup after cup of tea and coffee, and they rely on caffeine as the stimulant to get through your day, that's a bad sign. That means you are fatigued. That means your cells are fatigued. Enjoy a cup of tea. Enjoy 2 cups of tea. Enjoy a cup of coffee. Enjoy 2 cups of coffee. But if you need it as a crutch to get you through the day, your body's trying to whisper to you or scream to you that you are fatigued. And that's a bad sign. You want to listen to your body before it becomes a case of adrenal fatigue, where you have more thyroid issues, diabetes, and inflammatory conditions in the human body. Now, what we need to understand is the human body. I just want everyone to think for a minute, okay? Today we live in a health-obsessed world where we're trying to do so many different things, complicated things, superfood, different ways to fall asleep, and all of these things, different ways to boost our immune system. Just step back and think. Our body is already equipped with the intelligence to do all of this stuff. And how do we harness the intelligence of our body? We need to give it the platform. When we give the human body the platform to use its own intelligence, guess what? It does its job of maintaining our blood sugar levels. It does its job of maintaining our high blood pressure. It does its job of looking after our skin, our weight, our hair, our brain health, our immunity. It's designed to do all of the things that we are trying to do with complication. That platform is good sleep and a beautiful phase of fasting. So in that phase of fasting, your digestive system shuts down and all that energy goes towards repair, growth, rejuvenation, looking for problems in your body, healing you, and all of those things. So it is so important for us to understand that fasting is absolutely essential for us. And for the elderly people out there who are going through knee problems and all of that stuff, please, if you're eating too much, cut down. Just build this beautiful 12-hour fast. Okay, let's say you can't do 12 hours. The first day you do 9 hours. That's fine. The next day try for 10. You will easily reach 12 hours. Now, if you compare yourself to everyone else and you see people doing 16 and 18 and one meal a day, don't compare yourself. If 12 hours is working for you, then you don't need to do anything different. Just have a mind of your own and follow your own body. Stop looking around. If it's 14 hours for you and that suits you, go ahead and do 14 hours. It's not a game that you keep adding hours just to compete with one another. So I'll repeat it again. It's simple. Have an early dinner as early as possible. If you're done by sunset, that's great for you. 12 hours later, if you're hungry, break your fast. Break your fast with a fruit, a date, something like a simple carb that can line up your stomach, and then you can have a simple breakfast. If you're breaking it later in the day, you still break it the same way with 1 or 3 dates or a fruit, and then you break your fast. But remember, the elimination phase, you have only water. Okay, and in the building phase, you eat your normal food. You do not try to diet. Also very important is as you get better with this 12-hour fast, what you want to then start doing very carefully, even stop water. Stay hydrated throughout the day. So now you move into a dry fast. At sunset, you finish your dinner and you don't have food and you don't have water for the next 12 hours. This will take up your fasting benefits up to 10 to 12 levels higher. And that's something called dry fasting. But again, you may want to make sure that you don't dehydrate. If you have kidney problems, you're on medication, you don't want to do these. Try it. You may do 12 hours of fasting and with maybe 6 hours out of the 12 hours without water. And then maybe you can move it to 8 hours or 9 hours or 12 hours. And you can do this just once a week, the dry fasting. And when you're fasting, you don't have to make it an everyday kind of a thing. Some people do it 5 out of 7 days. So 5 days, they really respect the weekdays. They do this circadian rhythm fast and they enjoy the weekends. So 1 or 2 days in a week, have your late dinner, go out, party, socialize. You see, making lifestyle changes is not about giving up your lifestyle. It's not about doing extremes. It's all about balance. If I can get 5 out of 7 days right, believe me, you are doing so much for your immune system. You are doing so much for your body. And most people who have done this, even though they socialize over the weekends, most of them now say, we can't even eat after 6:30. Our bodies are so in tune with the fast that they eat their dinner and they go out and socializes. To each his own, find your own path and do it the right way. 12 hours minimum, go up to 13, 14, 15. Listen to your body. Every day is going to be different for you. Do not make it a competition. And if anyone's out there who's sick, going through pain, going through some disease which cannot be healed, I can only tell you one thing about fasting. Fasting is your therapeutic drug. Do it the right way with supervision because you want to take care of your blood pressure, your vitals, your heart rate, and all of these things. But if there's anything that can cure the deadliest of diseases, it is your own body's intelligence, and that is through fasting. So master the art of fasting. You can live longer without suffering in disease. And even if you have disease, you will have the ability of recovering faster because you have a stronger immune system. So even if you're 50, 60, 70, 80, or 90 right now, you can immediately add health to your life by fasting. Observe the cycle of nature. Finish your meal by sunset, wake up at sunrise. If you're hungry, eat. If you're not hungry, push it on for another hour or so. But listen to your body. There's no doctor, there's no scientist, there's no nutritionist, there's no spiritual leader in the world who can give you better advice than your own body when it comes to these things like fasting, when to eat, how much to eat, when to stop. Only your body can tell you that. Have a great day, everyone. Until next time, eat smart, move more, sleep right, and breathe deep.